Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Tea Time with Diane. I'm Diane. I have been gone for a little while, and I am here today to talk about a couple of little things on tea time. It's tea time talk, conversation, chit chat, whatever you want to call it. But pull up a chair, have a cup of tea with me, won't you? Today I'm having just a chamomile tea. I kind of like it every now and then, so that's what I'm going to have. If you don't like tea, have a cup of coffee. Maybe you want, a Coke or some iced tea. Whatever it is, I'll wait for you. I really will. Oh my gosh, I have been on a roller coaster of emotions for about 2 weeks. Yeah. So I wanted to come on and share a couple of things. I got some emails from some friends, fans on YouTube, that it wasn't my last video. My last video, I really did talk about the tragedy that happened at my house of the big fire. But I think it was the one right before that I talked about and said, if you have something you want me to talk about, bring it on. Let me know. Email me at cookingwithcaroldiane@gmail.com. And you did. And there was 3 different ones that all said the same thing, which I had no idea that people really think that this isn't talked about enough and would like to talk about it. So let me begin by saying that I did not have my surgery. It was postponed. I had to calm down from the tragedy of the huge fire that not only burned up, and if you're just tuning into my channel, welcome to my channel. I do a lot of things. I do cook in my kitchen. Cooking with Carol Diane is what I do on these videos. But every now and then I take a little side time and come over here and sit down at my table and have tea time and talk about all kinds of things. So I wanted to let you know that no, I did not have the surgery. My doctor said I wasn't ready for it. He wanted me to calm down. And to calm down, how do you do that? Drugs. Drugs. I was put on 2 different anxiety pills. One was Ativan, one is Lexapro. Now, for those folks out there, oh yeah, I know all about those, okay. I have taken Ativan periodically in my life. I don't have a problem with taking that. It really does just, you don't even really feel it, that it's kicking in and working. And yet you're just kind of calm and things don't upset you and you're not going to fly off the handle and stuff with your mouth and all that. Lexapro, mixing it with Ativan, is a little different. Truly, folks, it did not work very well with me. I'm trying to remember many years ago when I was on Lexapro, and it did the same thing. I just felt like a zombie. It tires you out so bad. I was actually taking naps in the afternoon, which I don't do, and feeling very sad, more so than normal. So today, this afternoon, I see my physician again. And that'll be kind of the 2 weeks that I've been on this medication. And I'm going to tell him I don't want any more to do with Lexapro. Put me on something else if you want to. Keep me on just the Ativan for a little while, whatever you want to do to just kind of calm me down from the fire. People have asked, how's the fire going? How's everything going? Slow as a snail, really. The investigators are really dragging their feet. Yeah. And one has only come out, and well, actually 2, the property investigator and then the one for the vehicles and stuff. And they want us to take more pictures. Well, they don't understand. Now is a great big wall, a tarp wall going over all of the fire area so that I don't look at it every day, because it is like just dredging it up every single day when I leave my back door and walk out to the chicken coop. I have to see all that, and I couldn't take it. So now I don't see it. I can see just barely the top of my camper that has, burned and gone. And that right there is enough of a reminder. But I don't have to look at it every day. It's so intense like what I did. And that's great. Other than that, I brought out my wise old owl today to answer a couple of things in an email, like I said, of what I guess you want me to talk about in one of my videos. And because I've been surrounded by it for the last 2 weeks and pretty much all this year of 2025 in one way or the other, is loss and grief. Yes. And it's a big subject. It's one that a lot of people just can't handle. And I will say that loss, grief, whatever it is, whether it is a person that's now gone out of your life, whether it is a pet, whether it is a material object that was near and dear to your heart, it's still gone, it's still a loss, you're still grieving. And it takes people time. And everybody is different on that. So let me begin by saying what filled the void with me for a little while in my time of loss and grief. One was, yes, my best friend texts me every day. You gotta have people that keep an eye on you. You really do. Another one was because at the end of October was my birthday. And I'm older now. And when you get older, I don't know, I think you think about birthdays and your age and everything a lot more as the years go by. I know I'm not alone on this. So the day kind of went through the day. And at the end of the day, who stops into my house but my youngest son? And how did he fill the void and get me through my birthday? One, yes, he always remembers me with flowers, so he brought me flowers. He gives a card to me, and I have really kept, I'm pretty sure, every card that my children have ever given me over the years. And Troy is no exception, that when he, and think about this with your kids that are now 40 some years old, you know, that they take time to even go to a grocery store or, you know, a drugstore, wherever they're buying, at Walmart, I don't care. And they're standing there in the aisle where all the cards are. And out of all the hundreds of cards, they pick that one card that not only means something to them, that they like what it says on the outside, on the inside, but then they go that one step farther, that they're writing to you words straight to the heart. And he always does it. He always accomplishes that. Okay, and then his girlfriend, Fawn, lovely, lovely girl. And I said the one thing, there was a couple, but the one thing, see, it still bothers me on this fire. The one thing that I lost that was such a memory and such a treasure to me was years ago of going camping, of a certain area that we go, that Fawn makes dream catchers, and they're gorgeous. She self-taught herself, like she does a lot of things, and she's so good at it. She's so artistic and talented. And she was going to make the dream catcher that afternoon. Well, she just asked me, just go find some things, you know, around the campground you want me to put on the dream catcher. Oh, great. I found little bones. I found seashells. I think there was like maybe a hawk feather or something. I can't remember. Anyway, there were some pretty unique little items that I found that she made a dream catcher. And I hung it in every camper I've ever owned, starting from my vintage campers on down. Well, of course, it burned up in the fire, gone forever. That was a low blow because it was such a special memory that she made it just for me. So what did I open from Fawn? Was this dream catcher. Now, it's not as big as the original one. The original one was quite large. And this one actually has chicken feathers. Yeah, chicken feathers. With a nice rock stone here and all these little wood beads and things. And what does she want me to do with this one? Because she knows, and she wrote on the card, she knows it's not the original one that she made me, that I dearly loved. She wants me to make new memories with this one. I will sure try. I will. But wasn't that lovely of her to think of me and know the one major thing out of my camper, of all the stuff that's in there, and there's page after page that you have to write down of all the things that are in your traveling camper. The one thing that meant the most to me was the dream catcher. So I have another one now. Okay, another one was people doing things for you. My second son, Trevor, and yes, my sons are all T's. Start with T. He came to shut down and winterize my air conditioner. So grateful that he does that for me. I only allow him to do it because why? He knows how. He is fast at it. He's in the heating and air conditioning business and he knows what he's doing. So yes, he came to shut that down for me, and bless his heart, everything, went off without a hitch. Everything was great. But when he gets all done, he decides he wants to go and look at the situation in the back where the fire was. Okay. Come on, Mom, he says. And I said, no, I don't go out there. I don't go past that wall now because it's too upsetting to me. Okay, so he goes out there, and you know what he says? He goes over to where the truck had all burned. And he says, oh my God. And then he just kept walking around and saying, oh my God. Oh my God, Jesus, oh my God. He gets on his phone and he starts snapping pictures. Truly, I don't think that my children realized how severe, how tragic, how big all of this was, the war zone as I call it, until you're actually out there looking at it firsthand in real color. And I'm sure he went back to his office, and showed the people in the office and everything how terrible, this was the fire at Mom's house. Okay, but he had to see it firsthand. Another thing that really got me through my time of trying to heal was, like I said, your wonderful emails. There's one gal, and I know I talk about her every now and then, but bless her heart, Sharon, and you know who you are, who sends me an email of encouragement every step of the way with me. She just seems to know when to send the email that I need it the most and what to say in it. And what did she want me to do in my time of loss and grief? Surround myself with lovely things. Wow. It was such a powerful statement, really. How have I surrounded myself with lovely things? Yes, I bring out my china dishes for fall. These are the new ones, this little teapot and all the dishes that match that I'm going to use for fall. I got wonderful flowers I'm always liking to surround myself with. I got the painting done and I like it, so I display that in my home. I went and found this little rooster guy over the weekend. It's a lovely thing to me. I also found in that shop that I go back to every now and then, this was a find. It has 6 glasses to it. Isn't this gorgeous? Of this picture in the glasses. Every morning I pour my Carnation instant breakfast drink in this glass. I don't drink it out of the little paper little thing that it comes in. I shake it up real good and then I pour it in this. This is lovely to me. It's making me smile and is lovely to me. So yes, surround yourself with not only things that you like, you admire, that make you feel good, but also surround yourself with people that say nice things, do nice things for you. So a question in one of the emails is, does a tragedy bring family back together again or closer together again. Not always, no. You think it should, yes, but not always, no. Like I said, I don't think my children, as far as Trevor when he came over and oh my God on everything, and then my youngest when he was here on my birthday, he went out and looked at it and he was worried how the mess was going to get cleaned up, that type of thing. I don't think they understand real loss and the magnitude until you see it up close. I've had loss this year with so many things of my friends. My best friend who lost her 19-year-old grandson in a Jeep rollover accident. That was 6 months ago, and she's still dealing with the grief and loss of her 19-year-old grandson. Heartbreaking. And right before all that, she had to put her little blind dog down. And a while back, from that even, her mother passed away. Horrible. Then the week that I was trying to calm down, and I was supposed to go to this, what's called the Golden Girls. It was at a theater. It's a production that it isn't girls, women doing it, it's men. And I guess it's quite funny, but I was in no mental mood to be going to that. I wouldn't have been very good company. So I stayed home that night. I heard all about it, but I stayed home. And my lady friends, a couple of them did go to it, but one of them that was supposed to go, she bowed out that night. Well, I didn't know until a few days later that my best friend called me and said, I need to let you know, her name is Rhonda. And I talked about her, I think, in my last video, that we actually went to her house for our luncheon and how wonderful she is. And her 43-year-old son passed away in their home. And she is grieving the loss of her son. And I'm thinking, what in the world is going on? You know, this particular year, to not only have me of a loss of this huge fire, but my best friend, the loss of her grandson, the dog, mom, now my other good friend, loss of her son. She only has two, and one's gone now. And sometimes you always ask the question, why? Why? I stood out there and asked, why, God, why? Is my camper on fire? Why? And they've asked the same question, why? We all know that there's 5 stages to death. Yes. One is to be in denial, of course. Shock, disbelief. I certainly was that on my fire. Another one is anger. Yes, you're angry that either the person, the thing, the pet, the whatever is out of your life now. You're mad about it. Why? Another one is bargaining, that you want to make deals to kind of reverse the situation and go back to the way it was, and you never can do that. Of course, we all know the 4th one of depression, sadness, the emptiness. Yes. 5 is acceptance. That's a hard area to accept it and move forward. I'm going to go one step farther. Number 6 is time. Time to heal. To heal everything. It could take months, years, decades, really, on a loss and grief. Time for your emotions, because you're human. You know, when you're physically in pain, they always ask you, on a scale from 1 to 10, how's your pain level? I always like to say 30, because with me, it is. I don't do pain well at all. 0 tolerance for pain. If you can get that scale from 1 to 10, baby steps going backwards now from your loss, your pain, down. Get it down to 8. Get it down to 6, 2, 3 area. You're doing pretty good. Mend your heart is another one. Again, you have to mend it in what makes you feel good. Do the items around you make you feel good? Yeah, they make me feel good. They'll never bring back the things I have in my camper. They'll never bring back the 2 trucks that were burnt up, the trailer, the shed. They'll never bring them back. They're ugly. They're horrible looking after a fire. But I'm going to keep surrounding myself with nice people around me, people that say nice things, because the weight of reality is always going to be there, and we know that. So this week, yesterday, was my time to go out with my lady friends for our luncheon. I didn't know if Rhonda would be ready for it, but she said yes, count her in. And you know, last month, when we were celebrating kind of my birthday, when I got home, I said that was the best medicine for me, was to go out to lunch with my lady friends. Yes, we talked about the fire, but not intensely. We talked about other things. We always do. But it was to hear other people talk, and it was to laugh and to smile, which was the best medicine for me. And I think yesterday it helped Rhonda too. Yes, she talked about her son. Yes, she talked about what happened. She said the hardest thing, he lived upstairs. They have a huge home. She's downstairs in a bedroom. He's upstairs. She said the hardest thing was to hear them bring him down those stairs on a gurney, to be out the door. That was the hardest thing, the sound of it. I can't even imagine. But I can't even imagine losing a child. They're never supposed to go before a parent. Yeah. So we laughed, we talked. We sat there for another 3.5 hours at our luncheons. Good therapy. Today, like I said, is an appointment for me to talk over with my doctor. And that visit was pretty special before. Usually you get barely 15 minutes. This is a doctor that sees 19 patients a day. That's what I was told at the front desk. Yeah. Busy man. It was after 5 o'clock. The receptionist, everybody had gone home for the day, and he was still talking with me. Yes. Okay, so I got through that. I'll go and see what he has to say today as far as any more medication for me, when we need to reschedule this major surgery coming up. I'd really like to do it after the first of the year. I'd really like to get through all of November and December, calm down even more, get through the holidays because they're stressful enough, and then have my surgery in January. If I can put it off that long, I really, really would. We'll see what they say. On a good note for my tea time and talking about loss and grief is heal yourself at your own speed in time. That's what it's all about. Don't rush it, really. You need time to heal. You need time to grieve, no matter what it is of your loss or your grief. I'm still here. I'm still standing. I get up every morning and put myself together the best that I can. Yes, I still like to smell the roses, whatever flower it is, whatever scent it is. As simple as burning something in your house, burning, don't like to use that word anymore. As simple as all that is of a scent that you like to smell, yes, do that for yourself. Bake some pumpkin bread, something, to get the scent in you. Go outside. Look at the mountains around you. Look at your trees. Really, look at the sky and the clouds. Soak it all in like a sponge. Watch a bird. Watch a little bee on a flower for a little while. It's so soothing. It really, really is. It's simple, yet it's powerful. Get off your cell phone. Take a break from social media. That's what I had to do too. You know, lots and lots of people have said, oh, I'm off of Facebook. Couldn't handle it. I'm off of that for a while. Okay, all right. But I had to go that one step farther of even my videos. Get off of it for a while. Don't make another video for a little while. I emotionally couldn't sit here and do it without crying. And I wasn't going to sit here and be like a zombie, you know, out of it on a pill that made me so tired. No, wasn't going to do that. I so appreciate you coming into my home, my kitchen, where I sit, and watching me on my YouTube channel, especially on Tea Time, really. It's fun to watch a cooking video because you're sitting there, oh, she makes something a little different than me, or oh, I'd like to try that recipe. And that's great. And I hope to get back into the kitchen and do that very thing of making a new recipe for you. I told you I wanted to try some different new fall recipes and all that. But my Tea Time is a whole different area. It really is. And some in these emails have said just that, Diane. Cooking with Carol Diane is one thing, but Tea Time is special too. Maybe it doesn't hit a chord with everybody, and I get it, but maybe it did today just one person that you can sit there, drink your tea like me, and say, Diane, I never thought to surround myself with lovely things. I'm just so in grief. Or Diane, wise old Al was wise today in telling me, take as long as I need for the grief that I'm going through, the loss that I'm going through. If it's a divorce, and I've always said, divorce is the death of a marriage, okay? You grieve, you mourn, you get angry, you get depressed. You do all the stages just like if somebody had died. Something has died. Whether it's the divorce, whether it's a fire, whether it's a flood that you have had, whatever it is that you've gone through in your life. And I've gone through many things. I looked at my friend Rhonda when I said, I just don't know what's happened this year. Tomorrow's the full moon of the blood moon. And I said, always on a full moon, people's personalities seem to change. A lot of people, they really do. And I said, I'm kind of worried about this tomorrow. And I said, I just don't know why all this loss, death and loss and grief. You know what came out of this woman's mouth? She says it's bullshit. That's what she said. And you know what? It was the way she said it, how she said it. It just cracked all of us up in laughter. Really. We took the bad, turned it upside down, and said, yeah, it's bull, you know what? It really is that this has to go on. Yeah. But we're human. It's life. It is what happens. And I just want to let you know that really, folks, I'm okay. Your emails prove to me that you still want me on YouTube. You still want to see whatever I say or do on my channel. I am no professional at it. I'm not, making a lovely video of what I hear some make. You're just so artistic and, it was a work of art. No, mine aren't a work of art. I'm just an everyday woman in my late 60s. Really, I am. That want to come into your world, into your little kitchen or wherever you're sitting and say, I just went through it. I know what you're going through. Or I want to say, I'm sorry. You are going through the same thing I just went through. If it's a fire. I'm sorry you've lost a loved one or a pet even. I have to take my Daisy May, that's my older dachshund, back to the vet this week. I think she's got those bladder stones again. Not looking forward to that. She won't be looking forward to that. So again, it is what's called life. It goes on. The reality of everything that goes on in life, yes, the weight of reality can be pretty hard at times. Am I a person that stays on medication of drugs? No, I'm not. I don't like a pain pill. I don't like what it feels like and what it does. Yes, I know I have to take it during my surgeries and all of that, but I get off of it just as quick as I can. I don't want to be addicted to anything. I'm not even addicted to coffee. You know, I can wean off of that at any time. So, I don't know. I'm just here to say I'm just like you. I'm just a person that goes through every day of get up and think, gosh, am I going to make it through today? What's going to happen today in my life? I don't know. But I do wish you well on whatever's going on in your life. And know I'm here for you to talk to. The wise old owl will have the answer, not me. I am seasoned, just like my friend Rhonda. And that's what I said to her. I said, you are so seasoned, just like me. What does that mean? That means you have had one thing after the other in life, of different variety of things that make you seasoned. Just like all the seasonings that you pour into a pot on the stove when you're making a soup to make it tasty. She's a tasty woman. What do I mean by that? Is that you can talk to her on any type of a conversation and she'll know exactly what you're talking about, how you feel. She's walked in those shoes. Yes, those are the kind of like-minded people that I like to be around. I really do. It does get frustrating at times to have a conversation with people that have never gone through hardly anything in life, really, because they can't relate to hardship, tragedy, loss, really sadness. And sadness is a very big part of life. But this right here, turn that frown upside down and smile. Smile through the day. You'll get through it. I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon. This is from my home, right back to yours. I'll catch you another time on Tea Time or Cooking with Carol Diane. Bye-bye, everyone.